Greetings, EastEnders fans. Welcome to this week's Albert Square After Dark, your weekly EastEnders podcast, where this week we'll be discussing the episodes that aired between the 13th to the 16th of April 2026. How are you all? Joining me today and in real life tomorrow is the fabulous Rob. Hello, Rob. How are you?
Hello, Ree. I'm very well, very well. This is exciting, isn't it? Yeah, tomorrow we've got plans, we've got stuff we're gonna
We've got
do.
plans. We've got important plans.
We're
What's that
gonna
from?
get,
Anyway.
I don't know. We're gonna get drunk. We're gonna maybe record a little few things while we're there as well.
Hopefully, let's not
Perhaps.
go. Let's not
Hopefully.
go.
Well,
We're
no,
going
we
to
are
figure some
going to.
logistics
We
and
are
things
going
out,
to,
aren't
unless,
we?
of course, we're far too hungover and you're too, coming down off something that you've taken. We will try our
Whatever we get his hands on Saturday night, eh?
Yeah, whatever. We'll probably wake up in a skip or something Sunday morning, let's be real. But yes, I'm very, very excited. I'll tell you what I'm also excited about is living in just normal normal living arrangements for a few days because my kitchen thing, if you were here last week, you'll know that I'm getting my kitchen refitted at the moment. I can't even call it a kitchen at the moment. It's like a building site. It's driving me mad. Absolutely mad.
Yeah, you need a working kitchen, don't you? So
I
you
haven't even
can
got a sink.
prepare your takeaways while you're here.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't even got a sink at the minute.
Yeah, no,
Nothing
that's not.
downstairs resembles a kitchen whatsoever.
It'll be
So
worth it
it
once
will
it's
be
all
worth
under.
it.
It
It will
will
be
be.
worth it. It will
Yeah,
be worth
you'll
it. But
you'll forget all about it. It'll be a distant memory.
I was emulsioning on a wall yesterday with a big roller. I sent you a
Wow.
picture, didn't I? God, I look
Yeah, yeah,
butch.
yeah. You're very butch, Rob. That's the
Oh,
exact
that's
word I've
me.
used to describe you.
Absolute lad. In fact, before we started recording, I realised still had emulsion in my hair.
Yes, that's how
Yeah.
much of a lad you are, isn't it?
Because at one point I was rollering like big old paint roller. I was doing the ceiling and it felt like it was raining. I was like, well, I'm covered in emulsion. Great, absolutely brilliant.
Is that right? Are you not meant to dab it off
No,
a
you're not
bit,
supposed to
or
be
is that a
covered in
thing?
emulsion. That's not right.
Oh,
That's not
okay,
what's supposed
right.
to happen.
Okay, just
No,
to clarify.
no,
Right,
Ree,
okay.
that is what's supposed to happen. If you're not covered in paint by the time you are
You're not
finished,
doing it
you've done it
right,
wrong.
eh?
Yeah, exactly. I would know these things, being the absolute
hmm
lad that I am. So
hmm
there we are then. So that's all going on. This week's EastEnders, Vicky and Zach. I mean,
Any minute now. Oh no,
no,
they
it's
did.
happened. As you will be
It did
aware that I
happen.
said last week, apart from the few listeners that
Who
are giving
said?
you the credit, that I did, and I'm not, I will fight this to the death. I said it last week. You are getting credit for it on the socials, and people are, I think, at this point, are just trying to annoy me. I
That's
think,
actually hilarious. No, I didn't say it last week, just to clarify. It
mm,
was Rob who kept saying any minute now. I've actually been saying, nah, give it a few weeks.
no,
But what do you class as the end? What do you class as what was going to be him getting it on though? Because they did only
that
kiss.
they did
Oh,
only
just a
kiss, but
kiss.
I mean, that
I
wasn't
mean, they
just a
didn't have
kiss
clothes on, but you know,
in the middle of an alleyway. Please, I haven't done that in years. I mean,
that's because you've not been
honestly.
having to hide it from people, clearly.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
Mm,
So we'll talk all about the Vicky and Zach drama. We'll start off with talking about Ravi. That looks to be building into something leading into next week. So let's
hmm
get on with it. What's the podcast called, Ray?
Albert Square After Dark.
So let's crack on this week and talk about Ravi, who is basically not in a good place at all. We've had a couple of weeks break from him, and now I mean, he is literally on the verge, I think, of doing what we know is heading towards him at the moment. Because last week they had the announcement that he was going to be heading towards a suicide attempt, and it doesn't look like he's that far from it at the moment, to be honest, is it?
No, it doesn't. You can tell that he's not really there. Does that
Yeah,
make sense? Like, well,
it's
he's physically there, but he's
yeah,
mentally not
mentally
there. It looks
he's not
like,
there
yeah.
at all. He kind of gets a lot worse this week because Nugget's video of him having a seizure
Oh
is
yeah, from about 5 months ago, whenever.
well, it's put online, and he realizes that it's probably Will, and he goes up to Will and starts like going, what are you doing, bro? Sticking a video on me online, and Will's like, how could it have been me? How can I be in two places at the
I was
same
in
time?
Cornwall.
I was in
Me,
Cornwall, mate.
Nugget.
Well,
What are you on
nothing
about?
to do with me. Nothing to do with me whatsoever. They're literally just not bothering with sorting that out whatsoever, are they? It was just like,
I wondered if they've got all the timing of this wrong and that they weren't supposed to put the scene in with Nugget having the seizure because, like, it was quite a while ago. Anyway, what were it about a month ago when that
I don't think it
happened,
was that
and
long
now
ago. I think
only
it was
just
about.
the videos coming out.
I don't
It's
think it
been
was that
quite a
long
gap.
ago.
Was it
Yeah, I think
not?
maybe 2, 3 weeks ago, if that. Yeah, it wasn't.
Um,
It wasn't that long ago, but I think it's just more the fact that we know that Will was in
yeah.
Cornwall with Honey and Billy because
Mm.
when they came back, he had clearly been with them. So it doesn't really make much
Yeah.
sense that he
No.
was doing this video at the same time. But hey, that's what's
Yes.
happened. So never mind. Yes. So Ravi kind of is watching this from a distance, and he just doesn't know what to do with it, does he? He's sort of like because we know that Ravi of old would probably have dangled Will over a bridge or something like
Hmm.
that, which Will does point out to him. It's like saying, "Do you really
Yeah.
think I'm going to give details in front of him when he dangles
Yeah.
children over bridges? Not my
When they've
best
not
move,
even
sir."
done anything
Well, they've not
wrong.
even done
Yeah.
anything. So imagine what he's going to do to people who have done stuff.
Mm. Yeah.
Um, and Nugget is sort of like, "Are you going to do something about this, Dad? What are you going to do? What are you going to do?" And he's sort of like, "No, you've got this, mate. You've got this. You've got this." Bless him. I mean, it does reach a point now where I was like, I think I feel sorry for him now. I think I've reached that point. Some people don't online,
Yeah.
I've seen, but I think,
I do. I do. It's just frustrating that it's culminated from this bad thing that he did. But then actually last week, like we mentioned, um, people can get this way because they have done something really bad. And does that mean that
mm,
you don't then give them sympathy if they actually do feel genuine remorse for what they've done? Which is clearly where this is stemmed from. Because if he didn't feel that guilty, he wouldn't have got in this state, right?
yeah,
Right?
I mean, I think there's no doubt that he does feel guilty about what he did. I
Mm,
think everything that kind of happened with Nugget has sort of amplified that tenfold, hasn't it?
yes.
But he did
Mm,
feel bad about what he did. I mean, I'm not saying that it makes it in any way forgivable because thinking back over that time, Ravi was a dick and was a
yeah, he
bully
was.
and was like an absolute thug and a
Mm,
real bad person, wasn't he? Um,
yeah.
but now he's reached a point where he can't sleep because he's having like night terrors and all of this kind of
Mm.
thing. He falls asleep in the Vic. Kat tries to wake him up and he basically nearly physically attacks her,
Yeah, that was something, wasn't it?
which alerts Suki to what's going on. And Priya has to sort
Yes.
of tell Suki more or less exactly what's happened.
Yeah.
He doesn't give her all the details. He doesn't tell her about Nugget or anything like that, but
Yeah.
she tells her that he's in a bad place
In a bad way.
mentally. He's having a mental breakdown. And so she offers to pay for him to have private therapy, which going back to your point last week about the answer to anything in soaps tends to be let's go private, and then that sort of speeds the storyline up a little bit.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating. And actually, talking of which, they've not even mentioned Honey's menopause since she went private to this clinic, have they? That's not
No,
even been mentioned since. But yeah, also though, in fairness, if there were any family or any person in particular who would do that, somebody like Suki would, like that don't feel
100%.
that out of place in
No, it doesn't feel
fairness.
out of character. It doesn't feel out of
Yeah,
place or anything like that. And
yeah,
if Suki 100% would say, well, I'll just pay for it to be
yeah,
private. And it's not like
yeah,
Suki, we know Suki hasn't got the money to do that. Like,
yeah,
absolutely fine.
exactly.
But
Although
it's
in
just,
her GP surgery as well, can she not pull strings?
oh,
I don't
it's
know. I
a
don't know how it all
discount. Oh, no, I
works.
think he's
Yeah,
going to go to somewhere a bit more sort of specialized, isn't he, for
yeah,
something like this?
yeah.
But yeah, sometimes it is that little bit of frustration where it's sort of like, can we look at this storyline as though as the way that everybody else would have to deal with this? Not
Yeah,
everybody can afford to go private, so it's
yeah,
sort of
definitely.
that does feel a bit frustrating at times, but I get it. Um,
Mhm.
and so the week basically ends with them in bed with Priya and Ravi in bed together, and he's sort of muttering, and he goes to attack Priya again. And so for the
Mm.
first time, I think, like she has been sort of scared for him, but I think this is the first time that she's been scared of him.
Yeah, which is and like what? Why is it that he's like reacting in his sleep and stuff? I don't
That's just
understand
night
that.
terrors. It's just
Just
night
night
terrors, isn't it?
terrors.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, and to be fair, with everything that went on with that trip he had, I think that had a real
Oh yeah,
psychological
of
effect on
course.
him. Like, so
Yeah.
he's probably seeing Nish, he's probably seeing Ranveer, he's probably
Mm.
seeing people that from his past coming. He's
Yeah.
got ghosts and stuff haunting him in his sleep at the
True.
moment, hasn't he? So I
And
feel
he's
like that's
not.
absolutely spot on
It's
with doing
like
it
a
with
vicious
Priya.
cycle for him as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because he's not sleeping properly. So then when he does sleep, it's probably like bad sleep,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So where do you think it's going? Is it next week that we
I
know that
don't know
stuff's
if it,
happening?
I don't know if it's next week, but certainly you can see it. Yeah, I can imagine it being next week. Do you know what I mean? We're
Mm.
considering where we are at the moment, because I think now it's going to be a situation where it's like everyone's scared of me. I'm putting everyone in danger. I'm
Mm.
making everyone's life unhappy. The drill to how you get to arrive at that point.
Yeah.
And then I guess we sort of see how he gets talked down from that. Like I said last week, when it comes to this sort of thing, you can't talk about male mental health enough, in my opinion. So
Yeah, I agree.
you use the phrase loosely, looking forward to sort of seeing how this all
Yeah.
plays out. And I think Aaron is doing a fantastic job, isn't he? He's a
He's
brilliant
great.
actor. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
always great, whatever they give Ravi. He does a spectacular job with it, doesn't he? I think as well, what we're going to start seeing, I wonder if we're going to see him like having little like what he'll consider final chats because that's a thing that people do, don't they? When
Yeah,
they've made the decision that they're going to end their life,
yeah,
they start having these like closure chats with people and almost seem like they're good. Because
yeah,
I
yeah,
felt a bit like he was having a bit of a moment with Vinny like that and being like, "No, Vinny, you're making a difference. You can really change things around. Like you should be proud of yourself." That almost felt like a closure chat for me that he wanted to say that to
yeah.
him.
I
So I
mean,
wonder if we'll have it with Nugget and Avani and like with Nugget when he were. I think a lot of it when he was sat back watching him handle the will situation. I
mm,
think a lot of it was that Ravi's just, like I say, present but not present.
yeah,
But
yeah.
then it were also like, do you know what, Nugget, you don't need me. You've got this. So that'll be another thing for him to think he doesn't even
Mm.
need me,
It
he can
doesn't even
handle
need
things
me. Yeah, yeah,
himself.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, trust me, going through what I'm going through with my kitchen at the moment, I felt utter sympathy for Ravi having to basically do that with Vinny's shop this week, being in the state that he's in. Can you imagine that? Like, that would
Yeah.
be the worst thing in the world. The other thing with that, what you're saying is that we kind of had that moment when he thought that Mark was going to kill him because he
Yes.
drove off with Mark, and then
Yeah.
what tends to happen in that situation is that actually everything suddenly feels all right again because it's like, well, it'll be
Mhm.
over soon, so that's absolutely fine. I've got nothing else to worry about, and so you start to
Yeah.
feel lighter, which gives other people the impression, oh, he's okay, he's doing fine. If he seems like he's
Yeah.
in a really good place, fantastic. When it can be exactly the opposite. So
Yes.
the other, I mean, how do you? Because obviously we've still got the Nuggets Ravi thing to be revealed to the rest of the family. So I'm
Mm.
kind of wondering if that reveal is going to be what finally pushes him over the edge.
It could be, or
It's going to
maybe
be some
he'll
blazing
reveal it.
row,
Or will he reveal it in some kind of note, maybe, and that's how they find out? So then all will
maybe.
be forgiven because they'll see that the guilt's driven him to that,
Mm,
maybe.
maybe.
Because otherwise, or like you say, is it going to be that it all comes out and that is what causes, his attempt that he's going to make?
I think
Because,
they need to have that moment of it being revealed
mm,
because I feel like they need to have a moment of, I feel like justified anger from Nuggets towards not only Rafi but Priya for knowing about it all and everything. Like this has been
mm,
kept from him, so I feel like he's got to have that moment of discovering that people have been lying to him about what happened, and then from
ooh.
there possibly it
And then
can
if
sort of
Suki
free
finds
fall.
out, and Suki finds out that
Yeah,
Nicola did it as well, will that
yeah,
kickstart the
yes,
war between
yes,
those two that
please.
we're desperate for?
I want shelling. I want everything between those two.
Yeah. And then they'll
Brilliant.
join forces when they both decide that they hate Penny as well. Oh,
There you go.
perfect.
Writes
There we
itself, Ree.
go.
Writes
Does, doesn't
itself.
it? Do you know
Writes
what I mean?
itself. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to sort of seeing how this
Hmm.
plays out. It will be done very well, I think, and
Of
obviously everyone in
course.
the Panasar family will knock this out of the park. So
Yeah.
bring all that on. But yeah, it's going to be tough viewing. Perhaps, like we say, story-wise, maybe a little bit frustrating of how we've got here, but I think
Yeah.
ultimately the good outweighs the bad in terms of the message that they're trying to give here. I
Yeah,
think it's important.
definitely.
It's important, and you
Hmm.
need to sort of be open about the fact that this is where men can get to sometimes,
Hmm.
and we need to be able to have the conversation of what to do when this happens. So,
Yes.
yeah, all good as far as I'm concerned. Right, let's now move on to talking about Honey, Ian, and B. Right, on to B now, who has received a statement at last from the credit card company. She's
Oh,
managed to
yeah.
accumulate a total of £1,300 already. She's not had this credit card for that long.
Yeah,
That's a
but I
hell of a
didn't
lot.
think that was that much, do you know?
I'm not being funny. Did you see the statement? Because you know what I'm like. I
Yeah, yeah.
pause
Oh,
on
no,
things
I
like
did.
this.
I did as well. Yeah.
You see how much she spent in the Minute Mart?
No, I didn't actually see that
400
bit.
quid in the Minute Mart.
Fair, it's Sook, isn't it?
I
Prices
mean,
that she'll be charging. Come on, you
what is
pay for
she?
convenience, don't you, Rob?
Oh,
You're not going to
yeah. It's
supermarket.
not convenient to have a £400 credit card bill land on your doorstep, though, is it?
I
What is there
know.
to spend in the Minute Mart for four? I know it's London, but Christ alive, £400?
Yeah, but she's been going in for just a bits and bobs, like a weekly shop.
Oh, you
It's
reckon it's
expensive
accumulate?
these
You reckon
days,
it's
isn't it?
accumulated rather
Yeah,
than
not
just?
in one
Yeah, I
go.
wonder if
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if like there's certain like places of business that you. How much have you spent in there? Like
Oh
over the
yeah, I
past
didn't
month
think
or
of
so?
it though.
That'd be
You might be
interesting.
right.
Yeah,
Not showing it as
yeah. I
individual
think yeah,
transactions.
that's what I
Yeah.
was thinking. I thought it was individual transactions.
Well,
Yeah, together,
I
but
actually
cumulatively, that
thought
makes more sense.
I thought that meal at Night Fusion for Forum were cheap for London,
Yeah, eight. It was only
167
about. Yeah,
quid.
that was decent. I
And that
thought.
and
Yeah,
they've been double charged for stuff. That were cheap.
and she did a tip.
Yeah, and 20%. Yeah, yeah.
20%. Denzel was delighted.
We know which area of London to go to now, don't we? Clearly. There you
Walford,
go.
yeah, just sort of walk
Just don't
around the
sit
gas.
minute mark.
No, just work around the gas explosions and the minute
Yeah,
mark, and
yeah.
you'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Yes. So she has. I mean, what does she do here? She's sort of working out. Right. I need to leave. I need to get out of this flat because at some point soon I'm going to be found out. Because the fact the statements are arriving with Honey's name on. The only reason that
Yeah.
she manages to get this statement anyway is because Honey goes, "Oh, it's a credit card thing. Now I've already got one. I don't need that." If that could have been anything, and Honey could have opened it and suddenly
Yeah.
been
True.
confronted with this bill, right?
Hmm.
So she needs to get out. So she has the gall and the audacity to turn around to Honey and go, "I've seen a flat, but I sort of need some money." She's a parasite. We got it. We're
I
there.
mean,
We're there.
this is the thing though, isn't it? Because I actually did feel a bit sorry for her at one point this week because I thought, oh, you've got this credit card, you've got carried away. And then she asks her to lend her money. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
come on. No,
Yeah.
now. I mean, the line was crossed. The line was already a dot.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
The
now
line
it's
was
a
on the
speck.
horizon, far away in the
Yeah.
distance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. And to be asked, I mean, let's be real here. A flat deposit, she's asking for at least another 2 grand off them, isn't she?
But what is she asking for that for? Do you think because, like you're saying, if the letters are still coming to
Oh,
the
yeah.
house, does
Is
she
she
not know you
saying,
can go paperless as well, by the
is she
way?
saying, is
Surely
she
that's a
asking
thing.
for money to actually pay off
To
the
pay
credit
it off.
card?
That's what
Oh,
I
yeah, yeah, yeah.
wondered.
That's
I
true.
don't know.
You're probably right, actually. Yeah.
But then also, where would she live anyway? She's and then do you think she'll make up an excuse in 2 months' time that the
Oh,
flat's
God,
not
yeah.
ready or
Of course she
something?
will. Yeah, she just
So
makes it up
she'll
as she
use it
goes
to pay off
along.
the card and
Yeah.
then say,
Yeah.
I lost the deposit because of
Yeah,
something,
yeah, yeah.
maybe.
I got mugged. I got mugged, or the
Oh, yeah, that'd be a
yeah,
good one.
McClunky's got broken into again. I must change my job. It's always getting broken into that place.
Is
Yeah,
she even still at McClunky's? We've not seen her there, have we?
I think she is still there. Yeah,
She's still there. Yeah.
Although Christ knows how at this stage. I'm presuming what she's going to do now is start moving on to Ian for money as well, because her and Ian's romance is starting to build. Ian is starting to like her. They had a genuinely sweet moment, I thought, on the bench when they were talking about Arthur.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
B
Yeah.
apparently, whenever she sees a plaque or something, makes up stories about the person that
Yeah.
she's seen the plaque of. Which, considering the amount of plaques that are around Walford, she must make up more stories than Simon Ashdown. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. She's got a few now. Yeah. You'd
Yeah,
think.
yeah, she's got a plethora of stories she can do.
Do you think they had a genuine moment, or do you think Ian just likes her because she paid for his meal?
I mean, I think I helped. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but I feel like
Yeah.
she. I think Ian is one of these people that he will see. Like, yeah, she's attractive and she's complimenting him quite a lot, but I feel like he's also seeing something he quite likes in her. Like she's quite sweet, I think, which Ian kind of responds
Yeah.
well to.
He
So
didn't like it though when she was like saying, "Oh, do you want to go on a helicopter ride around London?" He kind of like took a step back and went, "Oh, you're a bit much," and then
imagine
we're
that
like,
though.
"Maybe a meal though.
I wouldn't mind that
Maybe
for a,
you can take me out again."
I wouldn't mind that for a first date. That'd be
I
a
actually didn't know
sticking
you
in my.
could do helicopter rides
Oh
around London.
yeah,
I didn't know that were
yeah,
a thing.
yeah,
All
yeah. You
right.
can, yeah. I'd love
Yeah,
that for a first date.
I'm a bit wary of helicopters, you know.
Well, they say about helicopters. Apparently, it's a thing amongst helicopter pilots. It's not if you crash; it's when you crash.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm all right. I'm all right. Take me
I
on a
would quite like
cruise on the Thames,
I
perhaps.
would quite like to go in a helicopter and then maybe even parachute jump out of it. I'd quite like to do that.
Give over. Would
I'd
you do a
dig that.
parachute?
Yeah.
I would sponsor you to see your face doing
All
that.
right, you just buy me a
You'd
parachute
be
jumper. Let's do it like
genius.
that. I'd do that quite happily. I'd love to do that.
Would you?
I'd
Oh,
be.
no. I've done paragliding. I've
I'd,
paraglided
I
twice.
say I haven't done that. I'm not.
Same
I'm all
thing.
right with heights as long as I feel safe. I'm okay. If I've got
Mm.
a big strapping man strapped to me, I won't care.
It's the thought of jumping out of a like plane or helicopter for me.
Mm,
Like that.
yeah.
Everything in me is like, don't do that. That's not a
But
good idea.
once you've done the
Yeah.
jump, you can't just say, "Right, sorry, I've changed my mind." Like
Yeah.
you're doing
I
it.
mean,
That's it. So it's just that
when
three
I did
seconds you need to be brave for.
when you do paragliding, you do run off a cliff. Like
Yeah,
that were a
which to
thing.
me sounds more insane, in all honesty, because that's just you doing
Yeah.
that. You're not strapped to
Yeah, but
anybody, are you?
it's quite slow paced, whereas jumping out of a plane, it's like jump, go,
Yeah,
fast.
it's not even jump, it's just
Yeah.
fall, isn't it? Just fall off out of a plane, then yeah, well, I don't know, maybe one day. Anyway,
Interesting. Sorry,
so
I would digress.
anyway, as we digress again, I mean, the Ian and B thing, I think the thing is, I can't invest myself in them because I don't feel like this is a relationship that's going to last for a particularly long time. I feel like she's going to do something insane and he's going to quickly go off her. But at this stage, they do seem to be kind of mucking along quite well together.
But she's like campaigning for him as well, isn't she? Which I think he'll very much appreciate. Like a bit
Yeah,
of free labor as well. I don't know.
yeah.
But then is she gonna what is she gonna do with Ian then when this starts going awry? Because I actually think the opposite. I think they're gonna end up he'll think she's got her uses. She'll be
Mm.
absolutely besotted with him. She's like already planned their life together and that
Yeah,
they're going to have,
yeah, yeah.
matching tombstones when they die and be
Oh
placed
yeah,
together and do all of that jazz. So then I think that something's gonna. Well, I did ponder if he's gonna have a one nighter with Elaine when they're not quite official. I still think that could potentially
maybe.
be a thing.
Yeah, because I feel like something Ian's going to do something that's going to evoke
Yeah,
the
upset her.
psychotic side,
Yes,
and we're going to see angry
definitely.
B with Sting
Yes.
is what we're going to
Be with a
see at some point.
sting. Mm.
So yeah, but it's I'm quite enjoying them together. And the thing is with Ian at the moment, I for some reason I'm loving Ian at the moment. I'm really
Yes,
enjoying Ian's
I'm enjoying Ian.
characterization at the moment. Like in general, like he's such a ridiculous human being sometimes, and it's just great fun to watch. But then now and
Yes.
again, he'll go into slightly sweet Ian with like he's doing
Yeah.
with B at the moment, which
Yeah. And
it's
like he
nice to
can be with
see.
Lauren as well
Yeah,
sometimes. Yeah.
yeah, it's just nice to see. He's just nice and layered, isn't he? He's great.
Yeah, this is it with Ian. He's layered, and sometimes he's that character that you love to hate.
Yeah,
I feel like he's
absolutely.
definitely a love to hate
Because you always
character.
know Ian's going to get his comeuppance, don't you? So it's
Yeah,
just wait, it's the Schadenfreude element
yeah,
of
and
Ian that you quite
we
enjoy,
know
isn't it?
him well enough that we know Ian. So on
Yeah,
brand for
so
Ian. Like we
Ian,
know him.
so
Yeah,
Ian. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's brilliant. Which is
What?
why I'm just looking at it. It's a B and Ian. It's just such a bizarre pairing. But in terms of what we know B is like, I can see her
Yeah,
being able to take advantage of Ian quite easily. But I feel like
and
at
I
this
can
stage,
see Ian
that's
will
not
think
her
he's,
plan.
but Ian will think he's taking advantage of B though as well. I can see it going the
Maybe,
other way
yeah.
because I
Just for
don't
the
think.
campaigning thing, you mean?
Yeah, and I don't think Ian is that sold on her, but I think she'll be convenient to him
See,
in some way.
I would have agreed with you until they had that moment on the bench this week where I thought actually he seems to be quite liking her.
I think he was like, oh, okay, I'll warm to you, but I don't feel like that was like a clicking moment personally, but I could be
I feel like
wrong.
the thing is you can't use the word click between these two because it's a bizarre little interplay that they've got going on
Yeah.
between them without realizing that that interplay is going on. I feel like at this point, B is looking at Ian as future husband, father to her children,
Yeah, yeah,
everything
yeah,
like
yeah,
that. Like you
totally.
say, she's
Yeah,
planning the tombstone placement
yeah,
between the two of them, but that's
yeah.
then going to develop into her needing money off him. Like he's got all these businesses, which I feel like there is an element of that that's attracted B to him in the first place.
Yes, definitely.
So, and she's gonna get all these credit card statements coming through. She can't keep asking Honey for the money to pay off her own credit card
Maybe she's just
statements.
going to
So,
steal from Ian.
possibly,
Maybe she'll
possibly,
just steal from him rather than like getting it from him. Maybe she'll just
yeah.
start stealing it back from him. I could see that happening.
I love B. I
I do.
love B so much.
What
She's
about
brilliant.
her and Honey? What about a copy in Honey's dress? That was bizarre.
Single white female. This is what I'm telling you. This is what I was talking about a few weeks ago.
Mm.
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
I do wonder if she's going to end up impersonating her, and like trying to actually
Well,
become her around the square.
do you reckon that, like, go to the bank dressed as her, be her?
Well, yeah, I was actually wondering because I was thinking like Honey's now at the Minute Mart, isn't she? So
Yeah.
she was like the market inspector before. I wonder if Beale somehow like go and charm Mr. Lister and become like how Honey was when she was on the market. I
Can you
could see
imagine
that
B as market
happening.
inspector? She
Yeah,
would be
but if she was playing
tyrannical.
Honey, if she was
Yeah,
playing
yeah, yeah,
Honey,
yeah.
I don't know, and maybe maybe this is me because I associate the actress so much with that impressions show, but I just want her to start doing impressions of Honey
I mean,
somehow.
it would be a brilliant bit of meta casting if that's why they've got
Yes.
Ronnie O'Connor in to do this
Yeah.
part, because at some point she's going to be impersonating somebody. I think that is low key genius.
Right. And but
Yeah,
it wouldn't like she is copying her and trying to become her a
yeah.
bit. So but yeah, like you
It's
said, maybe she'll go to the bank and pretend to be Honey and things like that. She's gonna pretend to be Honey for Will for something. I bet you. I bet you she goes I bet you she'll like he'll get into trouble at college or something and he'll be like,
mm.
oh, my mum's going to kill me. And she'll like, it's all right, I'll go, I'll pretend to
I'll
be
be
your mum.
mum.
And then she'll go it.
I
I
mean,
could
yeah,
totally
I
see
wouldn't
that.
put anything past her at
Yeah.
this stage. This is the
Yeah.
brilliant thing about B. Like anything is
And
possible.
then she'll pretend that she's on the phone to Billy and be using his voice
Probably,
while she's
yeah, because
there,
what
something
we've
like
still got
that.
that AI thing to kind of
Yeah.
go back to.
Yeah.
That's not been that wasn't referred to this week or since
No.
then. So something's still got to
She's
happen
plotting
there.
something or putting something
Yeah,
in the bank in case she needs to use it with Billy, I think.
possibly she'll try and get another credit card out in Billy's name and use his voice as some
Oh,
sort of activation thing for it or something. I don't know how it
that could
works.
make sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd make sense. And Billy, oh no, it'd say Mr. Billy Mitchell on it, wouldn't it? Because I was going to say
those
Billy. She could say that she's
those two
called
are
Billy to
going to
people.
be tens of thousands of pounds worth in debt by the time B's finished if she carries on like this.
God, they're not exactly well off to start with either, are
No,
they?
like I don't even
Oh
know where
dear.
Honey thinks that she's going to get this money from to loan B anyway.
Well, this is it because Billy had already said, "Oh, we've already said no to Will that he can't have that game or
Yeah,
something." So where on earth
yeah.
they're going to loan her money for a deposit in London? God knows.
Watch this space. But I'm fascinated. I love it. I love every second of this B storyline. She's brilliant. I'm so happy with her as a character and
Yes, I am.
how quickly Ronnie has settled into it. It's just
Hmm.
like because she's clearly making like choices on screen and everything like that, isn't it? Like you can tell that she's really
Yeah.
starting to get in tune with the character as well. It's really
Yes.
good. I love it. Love it. Can't
Yeah.
wait to
Here
see
for
what
it.
I can't wait to see what's coming up. Really, really excited. Right, ladies and gents, let's move on to the next story. Right, penultimate story is talking about the Brannings. A couple of little mini sections here. First of all, it has reached a point now where Oscar is incapable of being in the same room as Josh because he's just so ridiculously horny at the sight of him that he has to run out of the room immediately.
Bless him. I feel bad for him. They just need to tell Jasmine, look, this happened. It were a mistake.
Yeah, I didn't know who he was.
Because
She
I
won't
feel
react well
like
to
some of
that
it
though,
is
will she?
just, I don't feel like it's necessarily that he's just so horny. Oh, I hate that word. I didn't
He's
realize how much I
horny,
hate that word
horny,
until I was just
horny,
trying to say it.
horny.
I think it's just a bit of general awkwardness as well, though. And I feel like if he just told Jasmine, that awkwardness
Yeah,
might dissipate.
although but well, it might do, but at the same time, when Kim turns around to Oscar and says, "Right, you," gives him no
Bullies him
choice,
into getting his hair done.
bullies him into doing it, gives him
Yeah.
no choice on the matter whatsoever. I'm hungover, so I don't advise you don't do as I say immediately.
Yeah.
Um, Frog marches him into the salon and forces Josh as well to
Yeah.
basically, I'm not quite sure what he was doing, just sort of implementing some sort of wax or shampoo thing
Yeah, was it a
into his
hair
hair,
mask? I wondered. A
something
hair
like
mask that
that.
goes on for
Yeah.
10 minutes, like a moisturizing hair
And then
mask, is what I thought.
insists that Josh gives him like this really intense head massage, which just sends Oscar into another planet somewhere because
Yeah,
Josh
that
is
was funny.
so skilled with his fingers, apparently.
Apparently
And
so.
Oscar
Those
has to just
hands, eh?
leave with all this white creamy stuff all over his head.
Oh, Robert, you have to bring the tone
I
down,
didn't
don't
even
you?
say anything.
You looked your
It was a
face. For
physical
those who aren't
fact.
watching, you
It
should
was a
have seen his
physical
face. All
fact that he
right.
had all of that stuff in his hair. Go back and watch it.
Honestly. Yeah,
Physical
I know.
evidence of such a
But
thing.
anywho,
Yeah, so the pair of them
yeah.
just can't be in the same room together at this point, and it's any minute now,
Any
I would
minute
say.
now.
Any minute now. Any minute now.
One mind. Yeah. I don't think it will be any minute now. I think they're gonna. I don't know. I feel like they're gonna build it up a bit, and then are they gonna have an affair,
I
or
mean,
is he
it's
gonna
gonna be a
fall,
love triangle for a reason, right?
or he's gonna go like on a break with Jasmine? Maybe they have a bit of an argument about something, and then they're
That's
like,
normally how it plays
"Oh,
out, isn't it?
this
Yeah.
is it. That's the end." And then that same night, and then it'll be a bit of a Ross Rachel on Friends scenario, like, "We
We were on a
were on a
break.
break. No,
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
weren't. Yes, we
Yeah, the
were."
plane
Yeah,
hasn't got a phalange. Yeah, all
yeah,
that
yeah,
sort of thing.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, for now, they're sort of managing to keep their hands off each other, but the
yeah,
atmosphere you could cut with a knife between the two of
yeah,
them, so it's getting to that stage.
yeah.
Jasmine seems to have got her feet under the table in the Vic quite happily. She's all right. She's enjoying life in the Vic.
Aaron Cat are besties now. All is
Yeah,
forgotten about the court case where Cat
yeah,
nearly got sent to jail for like
yeah.
21 years or
Hey,
whatever.
we've
But
all done it,
sure,
right? Everyone
let's
makes
move
mistakes.
on.
Everyone
Yeah.
makes mistakes. And so yeah, that's all happening. And at some point this week as well, the Slaters will go and visit Nigel.
Oh yeah, that was nice. That
It
were
was
all right. I don't
nice,
know
but
why.
it was neither do I, because they even Zoe turned around to Jasmine. Well, they didn't ask Josh. They didn't bother asking Josh, which is
Yeah,
again one of
which
these
is
things where
mhm,
yeah.
there's
But
going to be the Truman Slater divide there.
there
Yeah.
is, but then it's the fact that also like she didn't ask Josh, but then also asked Jasmine. I know he ran you over, but do you want to come and see him? It's like no, not
It was an
really.
accident, like she said
It
there.
was an
To me.
accident, but that's the only reason they know each other.
It was funny though, because it was like Josh, was like right. It's like
What
what
has
have you got
gone
yourself
on?
into, Josh?
What has gone on here? Yeah,
Escape now,
just run,
Josh, while you
run.
can.
This poor
Yeah,
boy's going to be dead by Christmas. Just run, please.
yeah. Well, they're that close to Nigel though, the Slaters. It's like it's really nice that all the square are rallying around him and they're trying to make the most of the like care home set and
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
everything.
being
But were
funny.
they that close to
A
him
guy who has got dementia, sure, let's send around a load of people that he barely knows. That won't
that he probably
confuse him
can't even
whatsoever.
remember from?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah, yeah.
Bless him.
Anyway,
And he's not good either,
maybe
is he?
it's
He's got pneumonia.
although you can again, Cat. has the extra relationship with Phil? Is it that support? Although why
Yeah.
she still owes him anything? Or the support for Julie? I feel like some of them are there for Julie maybe more than Nigel.
There was a really nice moment with Julie this week. When she was talking about their first kiss and how Nigel had made it really awkward
Yeah,
at the time. That was a scene from way back when as well. So
yeah, yeah,
that was
yeah,
really
yeah,
nicely
yeah.
referenced.
Nice
That was
little,
Yeah, that was a
yeah.
nice little callback. So yeah, Nigel's not looking great at the moment, and we have had spoiler siren promo pictures released of
Nina, Nina.
Grant's impeding return, taken with Phil,
Yes.
Mark, and Sam in the Mitchell kitchen. So that presumably is in the next couple of weeks, I would think.
Yeah, and do you think that means that he's back for Nigel? Because surely he is back for Nigel's death
Yeah,
and
I mean,
funeral, right?
I feel like Nigel's time is nearly up, don't you?
Yeah. But he is actually back for Mark, isn't he? He's not actually back for
Yeah,
Nigel, he's back for Mark. So,
yeah. So I
but
guess we'll see
yeah.
how it all plays out.
I'm
But
glad we're seeing the Mitchell siblings on screen together. That's
yes,
nice.
however
Yeah.
much longer we've got Sam for, who is going through, the final stages of like she's officially had the all clear this week. It's been the
Yes.
oddest story with Sam, hasn't it?
The most bizarre, like, we've had two hospital visits within
Yeah,
it.
considering what's
One when
quite an
she went in
intense
for,
thing for a character
yeah.
to go through, it's had very little physical attention actually put on the story, which is a bizarre way of doing
Yeah,
it.
and it's a shame because she's had some nice, she had like the nice moment with Zach this week. Kim
Yeah,
Metcalf could have really done a lot more with what she's
yeah.
being
I
given.
feel like
Like,
they've
it's
wasted her
just,
a little bit. Yeah,
yeah, it's been more like passing comments like, oh, I'm going to radiotherapy and
yeah.
stuff. And
How
it's
are you?
like, can
Have
we,
fun.
yeah, can we explore that a little
Yeah,
bit? Like, I know she said the odd thing, she's had like the odd moment with Alfie along the way, but I feel like they've scratched it on the surface and not gone as deep
mm.
with it as they could have done because actually it would have been quite nice. Well, not nice, but you know what I mean?
No,
It would have been
yeah,
good to have seen a bit more depth to this
yeah.
storyline. But hey, hey, we're here.
It is
We
what
got
it
the all
is.
clear.
It is what it is. So hopefully, I mean, I don't know how much longer we've got Sam for, but hopefully it's not going to be a simple case of Grant arrives and Sam leaves because that's. But who knows at this point? We'll have to
Maybe
wait
they'll
and
leave
see.
together would feel quite apt,
Maybe,
maybe.
because that would
Yeah.
mean that we've got Sam for a couple more months. I
Yeah.
think this is a. I think Ross Camp's only just finished filming, so
Oh wow, so he's back for a good
it's a bit of a.
stint.
He's
A
back for a good few
decent
months, I
stint.
think. Yeah, because presumably he's going to get
Interesting.
mixed in with whatever's going on with Mark as
Oh.
well. So,
Oh, do you think he's gonna
who?
get with Linda while he's back? They had a little
Well,
thing, didn't they, when they were last year?
why the hell not? I
Hey.
would say, and then put him
Yeah,
against
good.
Max. That might be an interesting little
Exactly.
sparring thing. Grant and Max. That might be fun.
Interesting
Mm.
because, well, talking of the car
Well,
lot stuff, isn't it?
yes. I mean,
What do
there's
you think?
I thought there was some. I quite like normal Max, to be honest with you, and I'm quite enjoying the little interplay between him and Lauren.
Yes,
That whole quiz
yeah, I
thing,
don't
I have
mind
to say,
it.
did make me laugh because it was just when Max won the quiz and was just aggressively squeaking a pig in Lauren's face for no reason
Mhm.
whatsoever. I did laugh. I don't know why. It made me giggle.
It's interesting because I think they're trying to show this softer, dafter side to Max so that you can
Mm.
kind of see where Oscar gets some of his
You've got to
Oscarisms from,
humanize a character
perhaps.
like Max, though, haven't you? You
Yeah,
can't have him because
yeah,
we know that we've got mad shit coming up with Max fairly
yeah,
soon, haven't we? So
yeah,
you've got. I feel like you've got to sort of. And Max, he. I feel like you need to sort of, because presumably he's going to tear the family apart again at some point soon. So you need to
yeah,
have them sort of get back together and sort of
yeah,
feel like a solid unit before
yeah.
he can rip them apart and emotionally pull all their hearts out again at some
Of
point, which
course,
he's
yeah.
going to do because he's Max. So,
But also, you could argue that he's like already showing like what a not great daddy is by rubbing it in Lauren's face so much. Like, I know that she's an adult and everything, but like, she's still your kid. Did you need to be that harsh on your daughter about some little quiz that you've had about? I mean, do they even know that much about sales stuff anyway? Is that common knowledge if you're in a sales kind of positional stuff that they do?
apparently,
Because,
apparently
all
it
right,
is. Yeah. And
who's
then I
the best
wonder also,
salesperson? Where's all your
yeah, I
knowledge?
mean, but then again, this week Lauren managed. What's he said? If I sell 80 grand's worth of cars within the next month or something,
Yeah, yeah.
then she will
Then
have half the business handed over to her.
yeah,
I mean, I know nothing about cars, so I mean, how
yeah.
difficult is that to sell 80 grand's
And
worth of cars? How many cars are we talking here, do we think?
well, if you've got eight cars at 10 grand each, that's
Mm,
not, yeah, that's selling eight cars, isn't it? I guess. I don't know. Their cars, I reckon the cars just from
a glance,
a
yeah.
glance or a glimpse.
Yes.
I reckon their cars are worth an average? Oh, I don't know because I don't know how much your average car is these
Glance
days.
harder, Ree. Have a look. See,
Let's say eight
have a better
cars at 10
glance
grand
next time.
each. Yeah, we'll have a
Yeah,
I'll have a proper
have
glance.
a
But
proper
yeah,
glance next time. Yeah,
8 cars at 10 grand each in a
it's
month.
doable,
That's like
right?
what, two a
I mean,
week?
she's already sold apparently the
Well,
best car on the
you
forecourt
know
this
where this
week.
is headed, right?
I'm not. I'm sure
Surely.
you're going to tell me, and I'm sure you'll be absolutely
She's
right.
going to get back in touch with Mark to get all the dodgy cars so that she can sell those through so
Oh
that she
yeah.
wins the bet. And
Mm.
then she'll carry it on. And then I think Max will actually end up getting wind of it and play dumb to it because he'll realise that it's actually making it quite successful. And he'll be like, well, the money's coming in. I'll pretend I don't know. And maybe on New Year's Day when he's saying, I know what you and Mark have been
Do you reckon
doing,
that's what it's referring to? So, do you not think at this
potentially,
point that Mark and Lauren are heading towards a fair territory?
maybe both. Maybe they'll get closer because they're going to be doing all these dodgy car dealings together. And maybe then they will end up having an affair.
Mm,
Possibly. But
possibly.
right now, that competition to me meant that she's like, yeah, all right, I'll do it. She's going to
Mm,
get in touch with Mark and get all dodgy cars. So that then she gets half the car lot, doesn't she? What
mm.
and Max is not that straight, is he? So he'll be like, all right, I'll just pretend that I don't know about all this, and then there you go. That was what I assumed we were getting
Yeah,
to
I
anyway.
mean, the thing with Max and the car lot is that clearly he wants this business and he knew what he was doing right from the offset of buying it. Like, he had no
Yeah,
intention of giving Lauren this whatsoever. The
no,
fact that he's saying to her something quite kind of out there, which is if you sell 80 grand's worth of cars, then maybe I might put your name on the business deeds, means that
I'll
he's
give
not,
you half.
he
Yeah,
doesn't think that he's not, yeah, exactly. He's not even planning on giving her the whole business and he doesn't really want to give her half because that's,
no.
otherwise he'd make a more reasonable demand, wouldn't he?
And he doesn't think that it's doable, otherwise, surely you wouldn't agree to such a bet.
No.
But this is why I'm saying I think that she'll in his head it's not realistic. So that's why I
Yeah,
think that she's gonna go to Mark and get all the dodgy cars somehow.
maybe,
And that'll be
maybe.
what happens.
I
Yeah.
guess we will wait and see because Lauren does need money, and somebody has decided to come to her rescue. Let's now talk about Zack and Vicky. Final story of the week, and this is Vicky and Zack. I mean,
Any minute now.
any minute now, it's
It's
occurred.
happened.
So the hen and stag do has arrived, and apparently Vicky's hen night is themed around 60s chic, which I can presume is why she was dressed as Princess Leia from Star Wars.
Was she dressed as Princess Leia?
Well, that's what it looked like to me.
Oh right, I
I'm
see.
assuming she was some pop icon that I've forgotten
Yeah.
about, but she looked exactly like Princess Leia as far as I was
Yeah,
concerned.
fair. Yeah. Was there a reason they picked 60s? Is that
Because Kim
something
wanted
Vicky
to dress
loves?
as Aretha Franklin, I think. I think that was
You
basically
reckon
going.
that's
I
all it
very
was?
much imagine that Kim was the decider of what we're
Um,
doing because I want to wear this outfit, and so that's the theme.
and sorry, have I missed something? Since when was she besties with Kim and Denise and Chelsea anyway? Have I missed something there?
I
Have
mean,
they
it's
always
just
been best friends, or are we just
community, really. That's
assuming?
what it's about. It's
All right, fair
community.
enough. Okay,
Yes.
all right, fine, fine.
So they're going to go and do that in Harry's barn, and the
Yeah,
boys are going to go do an indoor sports day in the Vic. I know which one I'd rather go to, quite frankly.
100%. Even Mark was same. Even Mark was like,
Hey,
I'll go
Mark
to
was like,
Harry's
"Screw
barn.
this!
Cheers.
I'll go drink some cocktails. Thanks very much."
Yeah,
Even Yolandi
yeah.
was on the shots, bless her, wasn't she?
Yeah, I loved that. That one. I do.
Yeah.
You gotta love a hen and stag episode. I
Oh, I
do
know.
love. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
they're
good,
good.
aren't they?
They are good. They
Yeah.
are good. And so Kim has decided that obviously this is a hen do, so we need a stripper. And so she goes over to the Vic where the boys are and drunkenly decides that Zach is the only person that could possibly strip for Vicky. And Zach has
Definitely
now
not
reached
her own partner. He's
definitely not
not
her own
qualified
partner.
for it.
Absolutely not. She can see him for the next 40 years.
Yeah.
She needs Zach basically. And so because Zach has now reached a point where I don't think he's that bothered if Ross finds out, to be honest with you, is he? He's sort of like, yeah, well, I think
Yeah and no.
we're
Yes
ready
and
to
no.
break this relationship up now, I think. Ready to wreck
I
this
think
home.
he. I don't know if he's ready to wreck the home, but I think he almost feels. I don't know if possessive is the word, but I think because they have got that connection, I think he
Mm,
just kind of views her a bit as his girlfriend, maybe not
maybe, yeah.
literally, but
He certainly kind of looks at her and feels like there's more of a connection between me and you than there is between you and
yes,
Ross.
maybe it feels like he's got a right to her, maybe is the word. Because I genuinely don't think he does want to hurt Ross, but I think he just wants him and Vicky to be a thing that
I mean,
it's
if
like
I was
collateral
in
damage, isn't it,
yeah, I
essentially?
mean, considering the events of this week, if I was Zach at some point during this week, I would have moved out, I think, at the very least.
Yeah, where's he gonna go though? Where would he go?
Well, well.
Do you know what I mean?
So this
Mm.
Zach begins stripping. And Vicky is enjoying this a little bit too much, which Kathy witnesses. I'd forgotten that Kathy knew all about what was going on. I'd
So did
forgotten
I. Yeah,
completely.
yeah. She witnessed the first kiss, didn't she?
Yes, she did. I forgot about all that. And so Kathy's response to that is to set the fire alarm off, so everyone has to evacuate. Zach's
Sure.
still half naked, and then him and Vicky have this moment down an
That
alleyway.
backfires, doesn't it?
Massively.
Ironically.
He takes her down an alleyway. He's
Hey.
topless and starts kissing her. I'd hate that.
Yeah, you would. It sounds
I'd
awful, doesn't it,
I
Rob?
would absolutely despise it if Zach did that to me. I would be furious. I would absolutely furious. And so whilst they're doing that, a someone from Midsummer Murders apparently turns up in like
Black
black
leather
gloved
gloves.
hands and is taking a picture of them kissing in
Hmm.
the alleyway. Now then, I was convinced that this was going to be Mark all the way through, and he was just like, I need 100 grand. This is a great way to get it. I was
Ah.
convinced, absolutely convinced.
Nah, he wouldn't do. I don't think he would have done that to his own
No, I think he
sister, to
might have
be
done it to
fair.
Zach rather than Vicky. But then
Yeah,
he needs
yeah.
100
But then he
grand,
sent it
and presumably he's going to get
to
his legs broken if he doesn't come up with this 100 grand soon. So
Yeah, but I don't. I think he is more loyal. I mean, obviously it wasn't him, but I
yeah,
wouldn't have thought,
I
like
was
you say, maybe to
surprised.
do it to Zach. But then he knows that Zach's not got any money at the minute anyway. So
True.
what's the point?
Well,
But yeah, it would have been a fair assumption to have made.
yeah. I mean,
I think.
so Vicky gets this message saying, "Pay up, or otherwise I'm going to tell Ross everything." With this picture,
Hmm.
um, Mark then manages to narrow it down to one house on the square where this message come from. Is this a thing? I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Does this app exist?
Oh, I don't know because I need to turn
I
locations
was
off
going to
if
say,
that's
I
the case.
bloody hope
I
not.
actually don't. I don't even use text messages. It's all
Who
WhatsApp
does?
anyway,
Who
isn't it? So
does?
do
Who
you know?
does these days? Yeah, but
Yeah.
they managed to narrow it down to the brand, well, sort of like the house where Lauren and Peter and Ian and
Mm.
everybody like that live in, or kind of are in on regular
The
occasions. So
Lauren and Peter
the Lauren and Peter,
household and
yeah, the
Cindy. Yeah.
family. So they managed to narrow it down for that. I mean, at that point, I was sort of like, why would anybody in that house care this much about it? I feel this is the thing. I thought
Yeah.
Mark was the only one that would care that this affair was going on.
Well, I'll admit, at first I thought, oh, it must be Cindy, like that's the most obvious. And then I thought, actually, out of everyone, is Cindy going to blackmail somebody over an affair? The
Of
queen
all
of
people,
affairs?
of all
Like,
people,
she wouldn't, would she,
she'd
to
be
be
signing up on
fair?
the couch. Like, do you want a hotel? I can sort you out a hotel if you need
Yeah.
to go and do this because I
Yeah,
understand
yeah,
this.
exactly. Or she'd be like, Zach, you on the market? Do you want to have an
Yeah,
affair behind Vicky's back while you're at it?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Let's go. I
yeah,
mean, all of this is kind of like they do. At one point during the week, they do try and sort of make us think that it might be Cindy because at one point,
yeah,
Cindy gives Vicky a dirty look for no reason. It turns out
yeah,
whatsoever.
yeah, yeah.
No
Why
reason
not? It's
whatsoever.
Cindy,
Just
innit?
glares
Sure.
at her, like got in my way, furious dagger look, and then I'll just move on with my life.
Yeah. Just
Now,
to make us think it were her, that's all.
yeah, well, Vicky
Come
then
on.
turns into Zoe for a couple of episodes where she goes
Hmm.
into every single person on the square, and goes, "You in it? It's you, you're doing it, it's you."
Yeah, yeah.
Um, including a nice little fight between her and Zoe, which I quite enjoyed
Yes.
because I've
Yes.
keep that going forever, please, because I do love a feud.
Yeah, I like that. They can't make up, even though she's
No,
made up with
never.
Kat. I quite like that. I like
Mm,
that Vicky and Kat are on okay terms, but Vicky and Zoe never will
yeah,
be. Good.
yeah.
Okay.
And so they have to sort of narrow it down, and in the end, it transpires because Ian has sort of because Ian works it out, don't they, that these two are having an
Yeah.
affair because they accuse Ian at one point as well for no reason whatsoever. Like, why would Ian do that? But they have to accuse Ian because Ian then needs to work it out that those two are the ones that this is
Hmm.
about. Because when they are at the care home with Nigel later, he sees Louis sort of frantically texting on this phone that he's been given, and he's sort of like, "Who are you texting?" Reads the message that Vicky has presumably just sent him saying, "Well, I'm going to tell Ross, so do your worst," and works it out that Louis was apparently the blackmailer. My question is,
Seriously.
my question is what
Seriously.
my question is what the hell are they doing with Louis' characterization? One
I don't
minute
know.
he is this nutter child who's kind of beating up innocent autistic children and
Hmm.
blackmailing people for £20,000, and the next he's giving his parents he's Sheldon Cooper and he's lecturing his parents on the stars and on the moons and the planets. So I don't get quite what they're doing with Louis at the moment.
I don't either because like it's like they're trying to give him a dark side, but then he's also usually quite a sweet kid. But then I guess you could argue, he's on Albert Square, maybe he will get that side. I think maybe they're trying to show a bit of Cindy's influence because he claimed that Granny Cindy's the one who's told her what blackmail
Which I
is.
loved. Fair. I mean, the fact that Cindy has told this little kid sometimes blackmail is a necessary
Is a
evil,
necessary
darling.
evil. Because I was thinking you could understand that maybe he's come across the term blackmail and said, "What is blackmail?" And then you could
And Cindy's gone,
explain
it's a
it in
very
some kind of
useful tool
terms.
in certain
Yeah,
circumstances.
yeah.
That's what
Sometimes
it
you need it
is.
actually,
Yeah,
Louis. Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
it helps people to
Sir
blackmail them.
Cindy. Sir Cindy, come
Terrible
on.
influence. Terrible influences are
But maybe
Cindy.
that's what we're meant to get from it with Louis, that it's all
Yeah.
Cindy's terrible influence because she's living with them, isn't she? So
Yes.
is she going to stop living with them? I doubt it,
I
but
doubt it.
the
I
fact
mean,
that it was Louis, they could. I actually thought it was Lauren at one point when she had that little glare. I wondered if it was Lauren because obviously they
but
were
again,
wanting
why
money
would
for
Laurie?
Jimmy
Yeah,
because they
I
want
get
money
what
for
you mean.
Jimmy's
Yeah, yeah.
fees.
Well, that's kind of their roundabout why it happens in the first place because
Yeah, yeah,
Louis is sort of like, well, my parents need money. Like,
yeah,
well, what he thought? I mean, bless him. It was basically a kid's logic of the whole thing, and it's sort of like, well, at some
yeah.
point, Vicky is going to have to meet this blackmailer and give him 20 grand. So it's like, how? What did you think was going to happen then? Like, you're both going to turn up in like a
Well,
dark corner of the square that he's going to be like, oh, it's you. Oh, well, there we go, 20 grand as we agreed.
well, I wondered this because I thought, does he even understand the concept of how
No,
much 20,000
I
pounds
don't think he did. I
is?
think he just pulled that
Or
completely out of the air, didn't
yeah,
he?
yeah. But maybe he just thought, oh, they'll give it me in cash, or God knows what he thought, how he thought we
No,
were going to get it. But because he's a kid,
it's
maybe that is what he
sweets.
thought.
I'm gonna get it in
Yeah,
dib dabs.
yeah. And then I can sell them on at school, and then I'll turn a
Yeah,
profit.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
Ian's
He's
grandson,
and Max's and
And
Max's.
Max's. See, there
Yes,
we
there you
go.
go. So presumably, obviously, Ian was supposed to be Ross's best man throughout all of this, and once he discovers that this has been going on between Vicky and Zach, he gets on the moral high ground about it and tells Ross that he can't be his best man. Far too busy with campaigning stuff. I'm sorry, I haven't got time
Yeah,
to be your best man. And so you could see it coming from space,
yeah.
right,
Couldn't
where
you
this was
just?
going.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
honestly, Ross then turns around to Zach and says, "Well, will you do it?" Obviously.
I mean, aren't you surprised he didn't ask Zach in the first place over Ian? Because up until like this past week, they've not been that close, has he? Like with Ian, I know they've had the moments, but it would have made
Well,
more sense to have asked Zach in first place
it's
from
all
Ross's
very
perspective.
yeah, maybe, but I mean, it's just all very soapy now, isn't it? Like we're
Yeah,
going to this is all going to come out at the wedding, isn't it? So
of
it's all going to
course.
be a
Yeah.
big old EastEnders wedding shit show,
Mm-hmm.
which fine, bring that on. That's always
Real?
fun, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's always fun. Um, how is it going to come out? Is my question.
Well, half the square know now, so it shouldn't be
Yeah,
that difficult.
literally, all the
Like you've
Beals
got,
know.
yeah, Kathy, Ian, Mark, they
Yeah,
all know.
they all know.
Louis,
Yeah, Louis knows. Yeah, Cindy will probably
Sam
find out
Mitchell.
along the way. Yeah, Sam knows. Oh yes, because Zack and Sam had a moment this week, didn't they?
They had more than a moment,
Well,
didn't they, in that office?
oh
Do you
well,
know what I mean?
everyone's had sex. I've had sex in that office. Do you know what I mean?
It was nice though. I really liked Sam and Zach this week. They would never be a couple, but they've got this nice bond, I
See,
feel.
weirdly, if you were to tell me, if you were to ask me who I want Zach to be with long term, it would be Sam.
Interesting. I quite like
100%.
him and Vicky. But
Yeah.
maybe I like the drama with him and Vicky. Maybe if it like then once the
Yeah.
drama's gone, I
Oh,
might
yeah.
not be as interested, to be
Once
fair.
this is all revealed, and I think
Yeah.
similar to Vicky, once this is all revealed, she won't give two shits about Zach.
Yeah, there is
You know,
that.
it's
And
the
also,
excitement.
well, the other thing that happened this week is that Ross has decided we're not going to see Joel again, are we? Ross has said he's going to go live with Cleo, his mum,
Are we going
instead.
to see Cleo?
No, I don't think we're
You don't
ever going to
think?
meet Cleo.
I feel
No.
like that we should have met Cleo at some point, shouldn't we? It's a
Yeah,
shame.
I feel like we should have, but I
'Cause
think
I
that's
need to
it.
understand who this woman is and how and what has happened and sort
And
of
is it
have that
even a good
moment between.
idea that he sends
No, it's
Joel
a
to her?
terrible idea because basically we are, from what Joel has said, the whole reason as to why he turned into this person is basically the catalyst for it was what his mum did.
Mm,
So yeah, sure,
yeah,
send him to live with her. That's a great
yeah.
idea,
But
Ross.
no, I think that is what's
But
going to
then
happen.
also, where else could he have gone? Because he could never
Yeah,
come home and live with Vicky, could he? That was
no.
never going to be possible. So
No. And how many times have we had this week Vicky saying, I'm going to tell him, like saying, to Zach, I'm going to tell him today. I'm going to tell him. It's like, you're not going to tell him. Come
no, of
on.
course you're
You're
not going
not
to tell
going
him.
to
It's
tell
all
him.
going to come out on the wedding in spectacular
M-
style.
Maybe he'll overhear Zach talking to somebody, or he's just going to see a moment of them glancing at each other and figure it out. Maybe,
Mm.
nah, would Ross figure it out like that? Maybe.
Is he that bright? Are you giving him that
I
much
know that's
credit?
what
I
I'm
don't know.
thinking.
Yes, I don't know. But somehow it's all going to come out, and people are going to get punched, and it's all going to be a big old punch up in the wedding, and there's going to be lots of people that he's going to be angry at because he's going to be angry at Ian, who knew about the whole thing anyway, and
Yeah, of course.
basically chickened out of being his best man, didn't he? Like, if you were going to be that
Yeah.
good a mate, you should have just said there and then, this is what is happening. But no, actually, what I'm going to
Yeah,
do is
but
stop being the
Vicky's
best man to make
family.
myself feel better.
But Vicky's family as well, so he's got that loyalty there, hasn't
It's,
he?
I mean, you say loyalty, it's selective loyalty when it comes to
I
Ian
know, I
and
know.
Vicky. Because one minute he's turning around to Ross and saying, "No, no, she'll never change. She's
Oh yeah, that's true. Just
knickers
like a
around her
dad.
ankle all the time." Yeah, just
Yeah,
like her dad. Yeah, so
yeah.
it's selective loyalty from Ian towards
Mm.
Vicky, I would say.
Did you see that moment that Mark had? Why is Mark like an angry dog that you need to just like put in a
Tame.
corner sometimes?
Yeah.
Like when Vicky and Zach were like, "Oh, we think it's Ian and stuff." Oh, he made a comment about
Stormed
us looking
over.
cozy.
Right.
Look cozy, did
Right.
you? Oh, I
Brr.
bet. It's like, all
Yeah.
right, that's shh,
Shush. Shush. Chill out,
shush. Go and chew
Marcus.
your bone in
Yes.
corner, for goodness sake.
Have this rope and go chew it. Go on, over
Yeah,
there. Go on. Bad dog.
I'm not enjoying. I'm not enjoying Mark. I'm not enjoying his involvement with this storyline at the moment, is what I
Well,
would
this is what I
say.
mean. This is why I would have thought the logical path would have been the blackmailer. It just makes
Yeah, it wouldn't have
because
been. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, this is why Grant's now going to turn up because something is going to happen with regards to all that money.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like I figured that this would be the start of it, and then it
Mm.
sort of happened from there. But because ultimately, kind of the only thing that's really changed with this storyline from Monday to Friday is now Ian is not the best man and Zach is. Everything else is
Yeah.
as is, and maybe a couple of people know about it.
I was going to
So
say it's more that a lot more people know, I think, because it's not going to go anywhere with this. The other person it could have been B, and they could have just not said anything about it after they found out it was B,
B would have been
because they still want to
delighted with
keep it
this
secret.
information.
Yeah, yeah. And she'd carried on that's why she would have just carried on blackmailing him though,
Yeah,
wouldn't she?
yeah,
She'd have
yeah.
been
Oh,
like,
B
if you
would,
don't want her to find
yeah,
out,
yeah. What they should have had is a scene between B and Louis, where it's like, "I'll deal with this. I've got this.
I'll
Don't you
take
worry
over
about that.
from here,
I'll take
Louis.
over from here. I'll give you a
Yeah,
tenner. You can have some sweets
yeah.
later." Yes. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to the explosion that's coming with this.
Yes.
The wedding is going to be crazy, I think. So bring that on. I'm looking forward to that.
Mhm.
Um, God Star this week, Ray.
You go first. You
I'm
go
going to give
first
mine
this
to
week.
Ian this week. I really enjoyed Ian this week.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to give mine to B actually because I've
Uh,
enjoyed B a lot this week. So
hmm
yeah, Ian and B. I was
Ian and
debating
B.
Zach, but or Sam. No, I'm going to give it to B. I've enjoyed B this
Final
week.
answer.
B.
Had to
Final
phone a
answer.
friend.
I confirm no. B. B.
Ian and B for the gold stars this week. Let us know who your gold stars are going to, and we'll finish the podcast as usual with some comments from who?
You. We've got a comment here from Instagram from Lift the Barbell who says, just what on earth is B up to? Every time I think I know what route they're going to take her down, I swear something else unexpected happens. I can't figure out her or her motives, but I do wonder where it's heading and if it'll possibly link to any other stories. I did think she'll possibly start grooming Will, but after this week's unhinged behaviour, I think her fixation is solely with Honey. Either way, I'm living for her insanity.
Absolutely. I mean, the thing is with her, I don't think she knows either.
Yeah, but this is what's great because we don't know. It's great when you
Yeah,
can't actually predict where they're going to
she's
take her.
so unpredictable. She could
Yeah.
do anything. I
Maybe she
absolutely
will
love her.
groom Will. I don't think they are heading that way
I don't
though.
think it's headed in that direction at all. I think this is more to do with just her trying to keep her head above water with every aspect of her life. Like money financially, this is basically what this is
Yeah.
about. Like the credit
Mm,
card thing is just going to keep building up and building up and building up. Honey
yeah.
and Billy are going to be thousands in debt by the time this is done.
Yes.
How Ian will sort of work into that, I don't know. I'm presuming at some point she's going to start asking Ian for money too.
Well, the comment said, how will it play into other storylines? And I did wonder, is she starting to make a bit of an enemy of Penny after this
Yes.
week? You know,
Well,
the whole
Penny,
dress
no. Penny
thing.
has seen the credit card, don't
Yeah,
forget.
this is what I'm
So,
wondering. And then we know Penny gets endangered, potentially. We think Penny gets
yes.
endangered later in the
Yeah,
year.
ooh,
So could it,
maybe.
so we've got a few possible suspects for if Penny's getting injured in some
Indeed.
way.
Talking about the sort of the New Year's Day thing and where we assume Jack is at that point, something apparently seems to be going on with Denise as well.
Yeah, that little comment when she were talking to Sam this week about, oh,
Yeah.
I'm not, that she wasn't sleeping well or that she
Doesn't
were a bit
sleep it. Now,
unwell.
I would now automatically I would say something like if it wasn't already happening with Honey, I would say, well, is it menopause or is it
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that? But that's already happening with Honey, so we're not going to do it with two
Mm,
characters at the same time.
no.
So what is happening with Denise? I mean, could
Yeah.
is it possible Denise could be pregnant?
No,
I
surely
mean,
not.
even as Soapland, right? I mean, Sharon manages it. Sharon will be popping babies out till she's 80, but it's
No, but I'm pretty sure that Denise had a conversation with Honey recently where she's already been through
She's
the
been through the
menopause.
menopause, yeah. So
Yeah, so
what's
I don't
happening?
think she can't be pregnant then, can she?
But we know that she's
Well,
alive New Year's Day because
yeah,
I said,
yeah.
well, where is she? She's gone missing somewhere on the line, but where is
So
she?
is she actually got an illness? That's why Libby comes back,
Mm,
maybe as well.
maybe.
Maybe Jack's not supporting her in the way that she feels like she needs, or maybe she has this. Maybe she's got a life-threatening condition in some way, and it makes her reevaluate everything and think, you know what, Jack's not for me. Maybe potentially.
Keep an eye on Denise, I think, over the next few
Yeah, I
months,
think
don't we?
so.
Yes, indeed.
Definitely.
Gary Christie has said the future of the Ravi plot is definitely in safe hands as we know it'll get darker. Aaron Thiara's performance is absolutely heartbreaking. Yeah, it's all about like the performance of it at this stage, I think, isn't
Yeah.
it? And I am looking forward to sort of seeing it culminate in the next couple of weeks and
Yeah.
how the family is going to sort of I say rally around him, but there's too many secrets in the mix at the moment for there to be
Yeah.
complete and utter sort of instant forgiveness, I think, because Nugget's got people other than Ravi he needs to be angry with at the situation, right? Is Suki going to find
Yeah.
out what fully happened before
This is what
Nugget
I was
finds
just
out?
wondering when you said it, because she's the one who's offered the help. Then maybe she's
Yeah,
going to take away that help that she's offered if she
yeah,
finds out that he's actually the one who did it to Nugget, and maybe that is what
yeah,
causes him to attempt it.
yeah, I reckon so. So, but yeah, in points of the post, is Aaron Thiara is a great actor. So,
He's honestly, is what I actually dare say he's getting into my top five characters. I don't know
big
what. I just
statement.
really like Ravi's character. I think he's
Yeah,
really good at showing him in any scenario, even if we don't necessarily agree with where they're taking the character. He always gives the storyline credit with his
yeah,
acting. So yeah,
100%. Yeah,
fair play.
layers, Rihanna, layers.
Layers. A comment here from YouTube from Natalie 2009 who says, I think the Oscar Jasmine Josh triangle can be compared to the Ravi Denise Jack choice. Denise and Jack are pretty boring together, but Ravi and Denise would have been a lot better drama. Oscar and Josh would be pretty boring, to be honest. Josh is sweet and likable, but Jasmine is a far more complex and interesting character. I see better storylines ahead for an Oscar and Jasmine pairing. It's the drama, Mick. We just love it.
I mean, that's interesting. If they were doing the choice again now, and they were giving us the choice between who should Oscar be with, who would you vote for?
Ooh. Do you know what? I love Oscar and Josh, but I think I would pick Oscar and Jasmine,
See,
actually.
I want to hold Josh like a stuffed animal. I just think he's cute and adorable, and I just want to make sure he's okay, which he definitely won't be in the next few months.
No.
But I think I'd go for Josh just because.
Yeah.
But then again, for the drama, Mick, we just love it. Jasmine would
Well,
make more
this is
sense,
it. This is
but
what I'm thinking about.
I feel
I
like in that
quite, yeah.
situation, Jasmine, the drama with Jasmine would happen either way, wouldn't it? Because she's just that
Yeah,
sort of
true.
character. So, mm,
I don't know. I do feel like I like Oscar and Jasmine together because I guess it's literally like the angel and devil for Oscar, isn't
oh,
it? You've got
100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jasmine like the devil who'd bring out the darker side of Oscar. If you want Oscar to have a maybe plain sailing happily ever after, you'd put him with
Nah.
Josh. But then, like you said, then you'd still have Jasmine coming in and
Yeah,
doing stuff anyway. But
either
at
way.
this, see, the other week I said Oscar and Josh, but now you just asked me that. I think I would vote Oscar and Jasmine.
There
So
you
there you
go.
go.
Interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing that play out over the next few weeks. That's going to be good. And Goma Joseph has said, I can see why Louis would go down a dark past with grandparents like Ian, Cindy, and Max. Plus, he has the family history of his uncle Bobby killing his aunt Lucy. On top of that, people named after Lou Beale, like Lucy and Louise, grow up to become troubled individuals. Family
Oh,
history.
I mean,
Yeah.
now you're saying it,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, it's no wonder, really. We should be thankful he's only taking photos at this stage, shouldn't we, really?
We
Yeah.
should, yeah. He's only trying
Yeah.
to blackmail people for
Yeah, that's
20K. Could be
nothing.
doing a lot
Yeah, could be doing a
worse.
lot worse. Bobby was doing worse by this
Bobby
point when
was
he
at
was.
his
Yeah,
age, yeah,
so
pretty
let's
much.
be thankful for small mercy,
Yeah,
shall we?
yeah.
Yes. Where do you? I mean, do you think that we should be keeping an eye on Louis in terms of future troubled individual status, or do you reckon this is just for the moment, or what do you
Well, we're
reckon?
just about to say maybe they're just going to add these little things in every so often where we
Mm.
see these little traits where we go, oh, that's a bit alarming, but okay, he's 10-year-old, he's a victim of his circumstance, let's say,
But that's
right?
what we would be saying about Jasmine
Grandparents,
when she was
Cindy.
8.
Yeah, but then I've said that, and then we're expecting this big Branning drama on New Year's Day. Maybe he is more involved in that than we're going to
I've
anticipate. No,
worked it out. I've worked
really?
it out.
Go on.
Louis is Mr. Big. Louis is the one that's been leading all the drug deals. That's it.
Right,
There
if
you
that
go.
happens to be it, make sure you give all credit to me, though, right?
Oh
That
yeah,
was my
absolutely. Oh,
theory.
trust me, Ray, you can have that one. You can have that. That's
No,
absolutely
no.
fine.
Yeah, all
No,
right.
but yeah, I don't know. Something about it, especially I think all like this has been a very much a Wadey era thing with Louis that we're sort of
Yeah.
He keeps
Little
giving Louis these
things.
little things every now and again,
Mm.
these little crumbs where we're supposed to
But
be
then
kind of raising our eyebrow a little
I
bit with
thought that
Louis.
they were going to take Tommy in that direction at one point, but then it's
Mm.
just kind of these little things that kids kind of have to learn along the way. So it could go either way, to
It
be
could, but I
honest.
do think that it's worth remembering that the impact of having some of that sort of family has got
Mm.
to have an impact on you growing up, hasn't it? Like, look at Abby, for God's sake, and that was even before most of the crazy stuff kicked off
Are
in the
they,
Brannings'
yeah,
life,
and
and
are they
then what Abby
building it
turned
up? Are they
into.
building it up so that he does do something extreme? Because
Yeah,
like when it was Jimmy's christening, and like they were all like, "Oh, now Louis just witnessed his dad and his granddad having a fight together and things like that." So
yeah.
yeah, maybe they are taking it down a bit of a darker twist than we're anticipating.
Who knows? Watch this space. That's it for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. And you can get in touch with us by doing the following.
You can find us on Facebook at Albert Square After Dark, on Twitter and Instagram at E20 After Dark. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can listen to us on Apple and wherever you find your podcasts. Drop us an email at e20afterdarkpodcast@gmail.com. And if you'd like to buy us a coffee, you can do so by going on buymeacoffee.com/E20 After Dark. And
And
thank you. We've finally hit 2,000 subscribers on
2,000
YouTube. Thank
subscribers! Whoop,
you.
whoop, 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 whoop.
And
We've
if
done
you're not one of the
mwah.
2005 that it's currently at,
2006
you know what
as
to
of time
do.
of
Oh,
recording, Rihanna. 2006.
well, if you're
Great
not
year.
one of the 2006 and you're listening right now, go on www.youtube.com/.
And click
Albert
subscribe.
Square After Dark and click subscribe. Yeah,
Click
please,
subscribe.
please.
Thank you very much. But thank
Thanks.
you. 2,000
Yeah,
subscribers.
yeah.
We love every single one
Yes,
of you.
thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Thank you. It's brilliant. And it really, really helps us. And it makes us feel
Yes, it's the
good about
best way of
ourselves.
helping us.
Makes
Yeah.
me all warm and fuzzy inside. So it does. Yes. Lovely.
Talking of being
Lovely.
warm and fuzzy, I'll see you tomorrow,
Oh,
Rob, for
yes.
some
I
drinks.
wonder where you were going with that then.
So did I, like,
Yeah.
does that
You didn't know where
work?
that
Yeah.
sentence was
For
going to end, did
drinks,
you?
for
Oh, the
drinks. Someone that'll
drinks.
make
The
us feel warm and
drinks.
fuzzy, right? Yeah.
Drinks, Ree. Yeah. Drinks.
Let's stop
Absolutely.
feeding into this now, actually,
Nope.
Rob, because I think somebody
Never.
commented that we're getting like advertisements for like, what was it that somebody put?
Yeah.
It's going to trigger
Someone.
it if I say it out loud.
Brilliant. Someone messaged us. If you've been listening to us for a few weeks now, you'll understand the basis of where this joke came from. If you hadn't, Ree once had some troublesome connection issues when she was away in Turkey, and people accused her of being on drugs. So ever since then, it's been a thing that Ree is a drug addict, and it's made me
Yeah,
laugh a
yeah.
lot. And apparently, we have said it so often on the podcast. Somebody messaged us and said, "You do realise that I'm now getting adverts tuned in to things like drug addiction because of how often I listen to your podcast, which I think might be the best thing I've ever heard."
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Fantastic. There we go then. Ask Ree. We will back same time next week. You lady, I will see you tomorrow. And until
See
then,
you
it's
tomorrow.
goodbye from me.
Bye from me.
Bye.
Bye.